Welcome to another CMMS Dude video. In this video, we're going to go over the leak investigation flow sheet. So the leak investigation flow sheet has a series of questions and instructions here. We're going to go over those, and I'm also going to show you how this looks in Field Force. So the first question is there a work order? And if it's yes, it's telling us to find that work order using the work order filter, either by work order number or by description. If the answer is no, it's telling us to create a work order, which is step 2, which is creating a work order. And creating a work order gives us all those steps to create a work order, but we're not going to go over that at this moment. We're going to follow the path that yes, that there is a work order. So we're going to show you how to find that work order. Then we're going to go directly to step 3, opening that work order, updating that work order, and answering the question, is the leak CCWD responsibility? So in this instance, we're going to say that a leak was called in by a customer, and this work order was created by Joy or Brandon or somebody, and you're being dispatched to go out. So I'm being dispatched to go out, and let's say that they give me an address. And in this case, they tell me that there's a leak investigation to be done at 123 Naomi Drive. So on the work order filter, I'm going to go ahead and open my filter up. You can see right now I got 129 work orders that match my filter, but I'm going to go right here to the description and I'm going to put in 123 Naomi Drive. That's going to give me the work order at 123 Naomi Drive. It's a leak investigation. I'm going to go ahead and open that work order. Now, the next thing on our flow sheet says is to open up the summary section. So I'm going to open up the summary section. And you can see the work orders assigned to me. The team is set to 415 Distribution Services Valve, owned by Brandon Chalk. The description here, 123 Naomi Drive leak investigation. And I get down into this section here. I see that this is set to distribution job type leak investigation. The contact name, the person who called it in, is John Smith. Their number's here. And this is the correlation leak detection information. So we said in this case, we're going to follow as if this does end up being a leak for CCWD. So I'm going to put in my leak detection information here. Ground mic used. Beacon Street on 8-inch ACP main. All right. So that's what I found when I went out there. I'm going to go ahead and close that down. You can see that that's in there. I'm going to put in whatever my USA ticket number is that I called in. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to change my distribution type from leak investigation let me find my mainline repair right there. All right. So this is no longer a leak investigation. This has become a mainline because we've just determined that we do have a mainline leak. I'm going to come up here to this description and I'm going to change this to main repair. All right. Now this is an accurate description of the work. I'm going to scroll up here and say that this is no longer 415. This is 413. It's no longer owned by Brandon. It's owned by Jake. And it no longer needs my name on the assigned to person because I'm done, right? So again, we've switched the team and the owner, taken my assignment off of here, changed the description to say this is a main repair, changed the distribution job type to mainline repair, and I've added my comments here in the leak detection section. And I called in my USA and put the USA ticket number in there, and I'm going to hit save. Okay, now it is saved. I would go in here to the time. I would say, regular time. Maybe this took me an hour to do. I started this today. Let's say I started it at 12:30 p.m. So my 1 hour started today at 12:30 p.m. And my budget is, not sure what we got here, but let's say it's not sure what you guys actually use. Let's say 447 mains repair. Whatever your activity code typically is, we're going to use that activity code. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. It's going to charge my 1 hour of time with that activity code. If there were any pictures, I would go to my pictures or my attachment section here, either use my camera or use my image library. If I had already taken the pictures, let's say that was a legitimate picture, I would go ahead and select that or take the picture live and, put this picture. If you click it, it'll come up here. Or at least it ought to come up. Oh, here we go. So there it is, right? This is obviously a picture of a crack out at Bowman, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's if the work order existed and the leak was our leak, right? So now let's go down the path of the flow chart where we answer no, that there is no work order. It's telling us to create a work order. So what it's asking us to do is to navigate to the address. So let's say, I don't know, let's just pick an address down here. Let's say it's down here on, what is this? Lindaro Drive, right? So I'm going to grab a main here on Lindaro. Let's say that this is where the leak is. I'm going to hit start, create new work order. Under the work type, I'm going to pick distribution work order. There won't be a V3 on this in production. It'll just say distribution work order. That's what it is, distribution work order. The work order status, I'm going to set to job started, crew working. I'm going to go ahead and put it assigned to me. The team is going to be valve crew, owned by Brandon. Priority, I'm going to set to 10. Work class is corrective. Description, whatever the address is here. Lindaro Drive. And I'm just going to say leak investigation. All right, I'm going to hit save. Now, when this saves, it's going to come up and tell me that a work order was created, but it doesn't match my filter. The reason it doesn't match my filter is because I was looking specifically for only work that showed 123 Naomi Drive. So once it comes up and tells me that, I'm going to change my filter so that I can find this work order. Right, so there it is, successfully created, no longer applies to my filter. I'm going to go in here and let's just change this to Lindaro. And what I'm showing here is I don't actually have to put the full address in there. It's still going to find anything that has Lindaro anywhere in it. So here's my work order on Lindaro. Right, so the same thing, I can go into my work order, I can go into the summary, I can set the distribution job type to leak investigation. Maybe I know, maybe I don't know who the contact was, because I didn't take the call. I went out there and responded to something that I didn't take the call, so I don't know who called it in. I'm just responding. So let's go and say, let's say leak on customer side of meter. No, irrigation, whatever it is. It's not our leak. So now we're going to follow the other path of the flow sheet, that there was no work order, so we're creating it, and that it's not our leak. So in this case, we don't need a USA ticket number. We don't need to change the job type because it started as a leak investigation and it ends as a leak investigation. We don't need to change the description. We don't need to change the assigned to, the team, or anything. We've just updated this as that it's not our leak. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then I'm going to follow the same procedure. I'm going to charge some time to this. I'm going to attach a picture if that's reasonable to do. Um, and that's where we would end this. So this is really the two different scenarios. Either there is a work order or there's not a work order. So you either find it or you create it, and that it is our work and the job type needs to change to reflect that, or it's not our work and we leave it as a leak investigation. So that is what we really have listed out here on our leak investigation flow sheet, right? Is there a work order or not? What to do if there is, what to do if there's not. Is the leak our responsibility? Yes or no? What to do if it is, what to do if it's not. We have another section here for is the work order written against the correct asset. Now this is, say if this one was our leak, but it's not on this main, we do our investigation and we determine that it's on this service line. That's where we can come here, click this, right click and remove, or on the phone, swipe over and remove, right? So now we've wiped the asset off of the work order, hit the plus, it prompts us to select a tile from the menu up here. I'm going to grab service lines. I'm going to grab this specific service line and hit add selected. So that's the procedure to follow if in the course of your investigation you find out A, that it is our leak, and B, that it's not written against the right asset. This is how you change it. Right, so now we've moved this work order over to the service line, and we would do the same thing, right? In this case, our correlation information would be that it's a service line leak, or however you determine that, you would change this to a service line leak, right? And you would change this from leak investigation to service repair. Change the owner to Jake. Whoops. Change the team to 413. And again, you could remove your name off of it because you're done. Right? So there's a couple decision points, a couple different directions to go. Is there a work order? Yes, no. Act appropriately. Is the leak ours? Yes, no. That's going to determine what you fill out on the work order. Is it written against the correct asset? Yes, no. If it is, you're fine. If it's not, you can change the asset that the work order is written against. Charge your time, attach your pictures, and you're all good. All right. Thank you very much. Hope this video was helpful.